Joined by heavyweight national champion Kyle Snyder of Ohio State. We'll start with an opening remark from Kyle about his match tonight, and then questions from there, please.
You got an opening remark?
Oh, yeah, just good job, Connor. Great tournament. He's a good friend, so hope that he continues to have a lot of success in the future, whatever he does. And just happy I could wrestle well, represent Ohio State well, and excited about the future of improvement, just becoming a better wrestler. But that was a pretty awesome environment. Very grateful that I could compete in front of all those people.
So I would say the moment of truth for me there, and probably yourself, was that outside shot in the first, and you tried to cut across, you tried to lift him, he had you stuck there for about 5 seconds, and then you just finally horsed through it and you put him down on the mat for 2. That first takedown. Would you say after that it was all you knew you could do it, and the ribs weren't going to be an issue?
Yeah, for the most part, ribs weren't not that big of an issue. Doctors and trainers did a really good job helping me out and get me prepared to wrestle pain-free. So just thank you to them. But yeah, that was a cool takedown. I don't think I ever lifted Connor up like that in practice or any matches, so that's good. It means I'm getting stronger.
I'm assuming you did have another painkiller injection too.
Yeah.
Did it affect you at all? Was there anything you couldn't do or felt that you never felt before?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, just in certain positions it hurt a little bit, but it wasn't too big of a deal. With the shots plus the adrenaline, I was feeling pretty good. Just like pressure on it and being extended hurt a little bit, but it didn't have that big of an effect on the match.
Kyle, you know you've been at Pinnacle, you've already did it between the World's Olympics and this. Is there any way to compare this at all to the Olympics?
It's hard to compare. I think it's hard for me to even describe the feeling of what it was like to win the Olympics or the Worlds or the NCAAs. I think it's just hard to put into words. A lot of training on my part, but a lot of effort and guidance from family, friends, coaches, teammates that all help me accomplish these things. So very hard for me to describe what it means to win an event like this or the Olympics. Just joy and thankful for the opportunities to compete, and I love wrestling, so it's fun.
Kyle, you say you don't like to sit out and take a long break, but you probably have to take a little bit after this tournament before you get back on the mat. How will you do that when you have a desire to keep yourself in the room, knowing that the freestyle season's coming up pretty quick?
Yeah, I mean, I want to wrestle for a really long time, so I know it's important for me to take breaks. If my rib wasn't hurt, then other than that, my body feels really good. There's no pain anywhere else. And always say, like, I'm very motivated mentally to keep training, motivated physically. I'm not really dinged up anywhere else other than my rib. So, but I think I have a pretty low pain tolerance. So I'll let it. I don't really like training that much when I'm hurt. So I'll let it heal up and then train and compete after that.
Coach Ryan said you guys kicked the hornet's nest at the Big Ten tournament. Penn State came alive. They put all the guys in the finals. You've been on the national championship team. You made the finals as a freshman. Is there any doubt in your mind? You are going to come back next year. You told me that last week at the Ohio State tournament. Is there any doubt in your mind moving forward that you guys cannot win the national title in your senior year?
Senior year, the Nationals are going to be in Cleveland, so no better place to bring one home to Ohio State. Our lineup is going to be really good next year. Penn State's lineup's going to be really good next year as well. So I kind of see us and them battling again, and I guess the better wrestling team will win with the better wrestlers on that day. But no, I believe we're not losing anybody, and we're bringing a couple guys in. You know, we have Keyshawn coming back. We have Luke and Nate coming back. You know, Luke was originally a 33-pounder. So we have Luke and Nate coming back. Myself, Bo, Micah, a couple new guys coming in. So we're going to be a strong team. Miles, obviously, Colin. We're gonna be a really strong team.
Kyle, I represent a youth wrestling organization, and I'd like, if you don't mind, just to have you comment. I think you could probably play a lot of sports, including probably hockey and football. Why wrestling, and why should youth wrestlers choose this sport?
Well, I think for me, the thing I love most about wrestling is there's always room for improvement, and that's very motivating for me. You know, instead of just chasing accolades and winning gold medals and things like that, it's very motivating to me that just my wrestling ability, my wrestling technique, my strength, my speed, all of that I can get better at. And I love that part about wrestling, and I love the creativity behind it. And just overall, I think the people in the sport are really great people, and you get to make really solid connections. And I don't know about the other sports because I haven't played them long enough to tell you, but I know for a fact in wrestling that you can create relationships with people that can really help you in the future of your life. And it's a sport that brings people really close together because of the suffering brings people together.
Kyle, this is probably a question maybe I should ask next year, assuming you are good back, as you're saying.
Yeah.
Is there any downside at all for your training methods by sharing both freestyle, folk style, and when someday they want to compare you to other great heavyweights in college wrestling?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if there's any downside. I wrestle a pretty similar style, whether it be freestyle or folk style. So I haven't found any downsides. I mean, I guess people could say it could run you down, and I did get a little hurt, but I don't think that was because of overtraining or going overseas, things like that. I rested up pretty well, and I made sure I felt good before I started training again. So I think getting more matches helps me, and I discussed it with the coaches, my parents, and definitely gonna be back next year competing for Ohio State.
How about being compared to other great heavyweights in college wrestling? Because you don't wrestle that many college matches.
Right.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too concerned with who you compare me to, or anything like that. I think you get caught up in that, then I don't know. I think it's a bad road to go by. The way that I value people is by their effort, by their positivity, by the things they can control, not the amount of wins and losses they have. Because we all know people who have won a lot who aren't people that you would want to be around, have your kids around, be friends with. And then there's a lot of people who haven't won that much that you're real good friends with and are really good people. So I try to look at people, value them in a way that I want them to value me back, and the way that I try to act, hold myself to.
That'll do it for Kyle Snyder. Thank you.
Thanks.